What is going on, guys? Chump Change XD here. Hope you're all staying healthy, having a great day. As you can see, my solar setup for the crypto mining trailer has arrived. I got 16 giant panels here. These are 495 watt bifacial panels, 16 of them again in this pack right here. This pallet is over 1,000 pounds, absolutely insane. So I am terrified to break these straps, but I'm going to do that in just a minute. We do have a box of other stuff in here that I need to open up, and I got the 6000 XP. Super pumped. Shout out to Signature Solar, guys. Check out the links in the description below if you want a little bit off. I did purchase this with my own money, by the way. This is not a fully sponsored video. They gave me a discounted rate, but I still purchased all of this stuff. So I cannot wait to see how everything looks. This unit right here, though, the reason me mentioning it is the fact that it is back ordered until like middle of July. So huge shout out to Signature Solar for getting this over to me so we can make content for you guys. So I am super excited to open that up and see what's in that. And then this is the cabinet for the batteries that I got. I have actually 6 batteries. We're going to be filling this entire cabinet inside the trailer. I honestly can't wait. But the first hurdle we have to get over is obviously unstrapping these panels and not having them completely fall and crush things. So I have to brace this with something, I think, on this side while I'm trying to figure out how to not have them fall on me while I carry them over to that point of the garage. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So let me get this all unboxed. Let's open everything up. Let's inspect everything together, make sure nothing's broken, see what this is all about, and then we'll get a game plan for the next video. Let's do it. I got these Milwaukee scissors, by the way. They are freaking amazing. Watch them not cut. All right, they did. These things are awesome, though. These are like tin knockers scissors, I guess. You get them in the Home Depot section of all the tools. But, man, these things are the balls if you need it for anything. All right, so the final 2 straps I'm very nervous about is the ones down here. They are on or through the pallet. So I'm going to leave that for off camera. But nonetheless, I mean, you guys saw me cut those straps, so we should be good. All right, well, we got that over there. I just had to show you guys this contraption I'm trying to figure out. So I got one of them tie downs right here hooked onto the back of the solar panels. I feel like the whole thing's kind of maybe going this way a little bit. And I got it hooked to the rack down there, the bottom. So hopefully it keeps it from tilting. And then I just threw another ratchet strap right here around the actual unit. So I could pop this and then hopefully loosen that and make sure they're not going to like butterfly apart. And this could be a freaking real bad idea, but I guess there goes nothing. Woo! Yeah, that ratchet strap was a good idea. That didn't move at all. All right. So this is working out fantastic. I removed 3 panels. Got them over there. This ratchet strap worked out flawlessly. It's just holding these from tipping. And as I slide it out, I'm just going to crank it a little tighter to keep them straight and continue to slide them out and stack them. And there we have it. Everything has arrived for the most part. Now, right here, you guys can see the 6000 XP. This is the brand new inverter I got. Does 120 volts or 240 volts. This thing can take up to 8,000 watts of panels, as you can see right here. 8,000, let's see if it focuses, there you go, and it can discharge 6,000 watts of power. So I could technically run a couple big boy ASICs off of this guy, but we're not going to be doing that. It's going to be smaller ASICs, obviously, in the solar trailer. You guys know that. It does have a Wi-Fi dongle, if I'm not mistaken, that goes in this. I believe it is in this little box right here, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't opened this thing yet. Yep. That's what it looks like anyways. Looks like a little HDMI Wi-Fi dongle. Pretty nice. I don't think you have to put this in, but I am not entirely sure. I got to read up on this unit, and I'll do a whole breakdown of this thing at some point at a later date. I do want to open this up, though, and kind of see what it's like. We have load breaker right here. We have the grid. You can actually grid tie this unit, so it has supplemental power if you want. And then you can actually tie a generator into it. This thing is insane, and they have a 200 amp breaker right here in case it trips or whatever the case may be. But nonetheless, I am so excited about this. And then look at this. I actually like the integrated on-off switch they got here. It's a nice little safety feature they actually added on this thing. So pretty awesome. I am going to open this up in just a minute, but I want to look over here. So these batteries, from what I've noticed, they're actually different than the other EG4 LL batteries that I already received. So what we're going to do is probably end up sending these guys back and hopefully getting 3 more of the EG4 LL batteries, because they have like an integrated LCD display and all that. And to be honest, they're not compatible unless you do a firmware upgrade. So I'm not going to get too far into these batteries. I'm probably just going to send them right back and set this cabinet up with the other 3 that I already have. Just for ease of use, it's much easier to keep 6 of the same batteries versus having 3 and 3. It would just be an absolute nightmare. So this one's going to be going back in the box. I did just want to show you guys. This thing is actually very well built as well. And I believe this can do 24 volts as well at 200 amp hours. And this one is 51 volts at 100 amp hours, right? So 48 volt battery at 100 amp hours. But nonetheless, this thing's awesome. It's a great battery. I'm not gonna roll with this one, I don't think. If I do, obviously I'll let you guys know in another video. Nonetheless, looking at this cabinet, this thing's pretty sweet, right? It's got a little push down. Then you grab this lever and turn it. Took me a second to figure out how to open it earlier. And yeah, it's a rack case or a server rack case for 6 batteries. You can see the rails. Actually, maybe not. There we go. Focused. Rail here, rail here. Obviously, hold all the batteries. You can mount it right to it. It's got the bus bar already pre-built onto it behind this safety thing. I really don't want to pop this off yet. Not until I'm ready to install the batteries and wire things up. And I think in here are probably casters and the key for this thing. Yeah, all right. I was correct. Casters, bolts. Oh, they got some termination plugs in here too. Oh, that's cool. All right, so I can like terminate through the bottom here for the stuff to go in and out. That's kind of neat. Oh man, these casters are like legit heavy duty, huh? Wow. I was not expecting them to be that nice. That's crazy. I thought they were just gonna be cheap little wheels. Interesting. You know, the keys are right there. I was just gonna say the only thing I didn't see were the keys, but the keys are actually in this bag. So key for the cabinet, so you guys can lock this thing up, which is pretty awesome. That way no kids or anything puts their fingers in there. But yeah, you can lock it right there so you can't pop it out like that. This thing is amazing, actually. We're gonna go measure this and see where we could put this in the trailer. It looks a little bit longer than I was expecting, but nonetheless, actually I got my tape on me right here. Let's just see. 27 inches deep by almost 24 inches wide, so 23 3/4. We'll go out to the trailer in just a second and see where we could put this thing. But nonetheless, moving on, panels. You guys see I have 16 of these guys. They are bifacial panels, 495 watts a piece. So it can take 395 watts from the face of these things. And then on the back side, if we flip it back, you guys could see there is more capability of solar on the back side, and there's an extra 100 watts on this side. So 395 on this side, 100 on the opposite side, totaling 495 watts. That's going to be absolutely insane. The panels that I have right now are only 100 watts a piece, and I have 20 of them. So I got 2,000 watts total. So 4 of these already exceed the setup I have currently going. So they'll get close to it anyways, which is pretty crazy. We do have some 1 gauge wire, 1 AWG battery cable, which is amazing. 2 of them, positive and 2 negatives, which is cool. We got 2, if I'm not mistaken, I think those are 50 feet. I could be wrong. They might be 25. But we got, I think, I'm going to say 50, all right? 50-foot PV cables, right? These go to the solar panels. They come with the kit, positive and negative, 2 rolls of each. And then they give us, I think these are 10-footers right here, if I'm not mistaken, just to maybe, I don't know, just little jumpers if you need them, if I'm not mistaken, probably something along those lines. Then they give you some extra ends right here, as you guys can see. I got a bunch of clips that I have absolutely no idea what these are for. I will figure it out, but I'm just not entirely positive. I wonder if these are for the solar panels. I wonder if these clip on the back side of the solar panels to hold the wires. I don't know, though. I'm going to have to look this up because I really don't know. They give you a hand crimping tool, which is freaking awesome. I didn't see that coming. Didn't even realize that was in the kit, actually, which is really neat. So if I need to cut any of these wires, I can actually just make my own little connections. I do have a bunch more of this stuff down in the basement from my old setup anyways, but I wired all that up. Then they gave us this panel or photovoltaic array DC isolator, right? That's what PV stands for. This is more or less your solar panels go into it. It's just a kill switch, just on off. Make sure that you can disconnect the power coming from the roof, basically. If you're going to have them on your house, you'd have this on the outside, down below, or inside your house, wherever, just so you could shut it off and turn it on when need be, right? And then we have right here, these are surge protectors. I was wondering what the hell these little spaceship looking things were, and I didn't realize they were going to be so heavy duty. They look really cheap in the picture, but these things are like insane. Look at that capacitor or resistor or whatever the hell that is in there. That thing's freaking crazy, but this is supposed to help from any type of surges that you may have, and we have 4 of these total, so I got to figure out where the hell to put these. I guess I was talking to Geek of All Trades, and I think he said it's for like lightning and all that stuff, and you put them, I guess, under the panel array somewhere, or I don't know. I gotta do a little research on that. And then this is just the box that this thing came in. Yeah, that's really it. Oh, actually, I lied. This thing right here. Totally forgot. This guy came with the kit also. This is a Life Power 4 communication hub, where I assume this thing goes on top of the battery rack, right? And then I would just plug into it, and it would give me the whole bank, I guess, power inside the cells and stuff. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. I didn't know this thing was coming with it until I looked into it the other day. It does have these angle brackets to sit kind of on top of that metal rack there. So I think, yeah, we're just going to have to do some research on this and roll with whatever we find out. But nonetheless, this thing is pretty friggin' sweet. I'm happy that we got it, right? I think it'll be cool. Kind of mess with that. But nonetheless, the biggest concern for me right now is figuring out how to get this thing hooked up, how to get all the batteries in there, and then everything else is pretty much cake. I just need to make sure these are wired correctly. Well, not these ones specifically, but the ones that I already have in the trailer right now are wired inside this thing correctly. I need to make sure that this thing is wired correctly and I don't pop anything. And if I'm not mistaken, which is cool, you don't have to pre-charge any of the resistors in this thing with these server rack batteries, because they have like a pre-charge resistor or capacitor inside the batteries, if I'm not mistaken, which is really, really neat. So I'm happy I don't have to worry about nothing like that. I should be all set. But nonetheless, we do have to have batteries hooked up and solar hooked up to be able to get this thing to turn on and register. I do want to open up the bottom part here and just kind of take a peek inside it. And then we're going to go inside the trailer. We're going to see, for one, how hot it is, because absolutely disgusting out today. And two, I want to see how or where this is going to fit. We're going to have to come up with a game plan, because that is definitely a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. So let me get this off, and you guys will see that in a second. This little iFixit kit, by the way, is freaking amazing. I bought this thing a while ago. I got this in the Amazon store if anybody's interested, but this thing came off super easy. It was like 7 screws, really not bad at all. And inside here, it's super clean. I didn't take off the top part. I really don't think it's necessary as of right now. If you guys want to see inside this, let me know in the comments below, and I can actually do a full opening of this unit, but I just, right now, I'm not in the proper setting. I'm literally on my hands and knees down here trying to take this thing apart on top of a box. So if you guys want me to take this into my studio, I will. We can open it up on the bench. But looking right here, got a positive and negative battery terminal connections, as you can see, and they do have I didn't realize the battery, load, grid, and generator knockouts are all right here labeled underneath, and they're direct lines right into where they need to go. So obviously you guys know the loads here, grids here, generators here. I love that it's all labeled literally everywhere. They just made it dummy proof for you. So this unit is like insane, to be honest. They have the panel or photovoltaic rather, right? I always say panel voltage, I don't know why, but nonetheless, panels go into here. You got the positives and the negatives, right? You got +1, -1, +2, -2, which is pretty sweet. And then we got the neutral bar right here, from what I gather anyways. I'm not entirely sure. I assume that's what that means, the N. I don't know what PE means, though. I'm going to have to look that up in the book. So I'm going to open that up at a later date. Obviously not right now, but I have to figure out what this bar right here is for. And then we have some communication stuff for all the batteries and parallel this unit, right? Because these things are parallel capable up to 16 units if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, you can do all that. So that's what these Ethernet ports are right here. And then this right here, it says dry port, generator. Oh, so this is all communication stuff for generators and all that, if you guys could see. Pretty amazing. And then what I noticed here, I didn't even realize there's another switch here. So there's a switch on this side, which says EPS output. I think this is for that, the Wi-Fi dongle thing. Because if you look at it, the wire kind of goes to this control board, and then this wire right here goes up to where that would be. I know it's kind of hard to see, but yeah, it goes up to like right here. So nonetheless, that's pretty sweet. And then there's another shut off right here, which is for the unit itself, if I'm not mistaken. And looking kind of under here, under the skirt of this thing, right? The panel wires, right? The wires that would be coming from the panels on the back side of this guy, they go into this shutoff. So this shutoff is going to kill the panel power into the unit, or from, not into the unit rather, from the other side before it goes into the actual inverter itself. So that's what that shutoff does. Everything before this and down is still going to be live, and that's where the other shutoff that I showed you guys a little earlier comes into effect, right? And then also this guy right here, piece of cardboard. They gave you a full-size cutout to be able to mount this thing to a wall with concrete if you need to. So that is pretty freaking sweet. They thought of almost everything with this unit. And it does come with the two cables, by the way, these communication cables. I think one's for paralleling and maybe one's to go to the batteries. Yeah, that one's parallel communication. Yeah, and this one's battery communication. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome, and they do come with all the concrete bolts if anybody's interested in getting this mounted to your actual foundation. But nonetheless, I'm going to put this together. We're going to get into each individual thing at a later date. Again, I am going to be building a gazebo with all of these panels, and we're going to go get this thing measured out right now in the trailer. So it was 27 deep by 24 wide, just about. Man, solar stuff's actually killing it right now in the sun. It is so hot out. It's literally like 97 degrees out here. Man, it's gonna be crazy. See how hot it is in the garage, but I mean garage, in the trailer. All right, let's see. We got temperature. Oh my God, it's over 100 degrees. Oh, it was 100 right before I opened the door. 99.9. We got 27 volts on the batteries though, and the only thing actually I'm running in here, or only things, 2 KS zeros and 3 fans. I do need to remove the bag actually under these domes and put filters around these fans, and to be honest, the CFM on these things is way greater than these little guys. So worst comes to worst, I might end up plugging this guy into the solar stuff to see if it can handle it. I know it's more wattage though, so that's the only bad thing there. Nonetheless though, we're in here to see where I can put this this case, right? So I need to be 27 inches out, which is awful. I didn't realize it was gonna be that far. So it's gonna be about 5 inches past the door. I think that's doable. I can deal with that, I think. And it's about what, 24 inches wide? So maybe to there. So yeah, like right here. So that gives me what? Yeah, about 21, 22 inches from the wall here, which is pretty decent, I guess. Or I could just put that thing a little bit off the side wall here, or maybe put it over here and put the inverter here. I don't know. Maybe I will put the inverter on this wall. Maybe that's a good idea, because then if I get a second one, I can put it right under it. Maybe I'll do that, and then the battery rack can just kind of go dead center right here, and I can put like my broom and stuff to the left side. That way it's not really impeding the door too much. And yeah, I can kind of have it, you know, inverter here on this side, the 6000 XP right there on that side, and it can kind of look a bit more uniform versus I guess the alternative not being uniform. But nonetheless, I cannot wait to get this entire setup inside this trailer. I did clean it in my last video. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. Everything is working fantastic. You guys know I'm going to be building a gazebo. I do have all the wood over here already. I might have to get some more actually, because these panels are freaking giant. And again, 1,000 pounds. I want to make sure everything's good, but yeah, I gotta get these all situated. So most likely gonna have to get working on this, but I am not doing it in 97-degree weather. I do have some 6x6 posts here. These are only 8 feet tall though. I was thinking I might need to find some that are about 10 or 12 feet so I can get the angle right, because right here is about where they're going to go, and the bifacial panels are going to work fantastic with the sun reflecting off of this white fence. But that is going to do it, guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me and letting me talk about this entire setup. Obviously, I got to get into this a bit more, and obviously I could break things down if you guys would like. Maybe I'll do a video setting up the battery bank, then setting up the inverter, setting up the solar panels, and I got to do a whole gazebo build. I'll just show you guys how I'm going to build that thing step by step, I guess, set up my GoPro and just kind of go from there. But yeah, this is it, guys. Hopefully you have a great day. Enjoy the rest of it. It is hot as shit out today, so I'm not going to be doing any of this, but I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.